services, and as you know, we are heading towards the 2026 examination sessions where we are going to be talking about WAEC, NECO and JAM. And in this lesson we are going to look at WAEC in depth. Remember that there are a few changes that has happened in the WAEC side, which means you have to be up to date with a lot of information, and this tutorial will lead you to perform an almost error-free examination registration and data entry. And this is for students, this is for school administrators, this is for exam officers, this is for cafe operators, and whoever is into the WAEC capture business. And you have to take notice that most of the reason why we have a lot of errors in WAEC is because most of those things occur during the registration. Imagine you have a wrong name, you have a wrong date of birth and other things. Then after that we are going to look at how to proceed with corrections, and this 2026 session will include WAEC and NECO. So for the NECO 2026 we will be looking into that when the time comes, but for the WAEC 2026 the time has begun, and we will be looking into their timelines as well as the activities we are going to be performing. So as we proceed to this through this process, I assume that you are going to follow through without any issue, and if you have a computer system, that's a great thing, and you can follow through the tutorial with whichever system you have. So first thing first is to install your WAEC CASS software. We are starting with the WAEC CASS because that is the entry point to the WAEC registration, and the WAEC CASS for 2026 is pretty similar to whichever one you have been having. If you look at the channel, you would always notice that there are still tutorials that will align to this one. So there are not much changes on the CASS, but when it comes to the 2026 data, the biometric capture, where we'll be taking the thumbprint, a fresh image using the camera that has been chosen by WAEC, Microsoft HD 3000, and also you can use for a fingerprint, you can use Digital Persona or Xenox brand because they are using the same softwares and firmwares. So whichever one you have will be great to proceed with the registration. So let's head on. So as we proceed, what you are seeing on your screen is pretty the entry point to the WAEC CASS software. You can see the name of the school, but if you just install this for the first time, the first thing they will prompt you is to perform a registration, and the registration goes the registration screen. You can get it by from this screen. Let's see. Remember that the registration is offline, so you don't need to bother about the correctness of the data. You just have to set your username, set your password. They don't need your name and any other thing. Then So I'll just proceed to log in. So for now, this is my login screen. Then if you don't have a school, this will be the first screen that you will be graced with, and that is after they have prompted that there is no school registered. You will first select the country. Even though Nigeria is selected, you can select any other country. So these are the list of countries that are certified to register WAEC. So then we also have, you select your state. We are in Taraba State. You select your local government. This is our local government. Then the schools that are within that local government. As of now, we have about 19 centers. But we are supposed to have 20 centers. So that's the case of another tutorial in case if your school is not found on the list. So the same thing goes. There are more than there are thousands of centers. I'll show you those centers in a later tutorial, but there are thousands of centers on the WAEC database, but you can't see them from inside the software because you have to follow them state by state or country by country. So this is pretty much what you are going to be graced with. And as you can see, this second menu down here is almost everything you need to perform a successful registration. One, on the registration list, you can register a school, you can register students, you can register edit the registration details of the students, you can register subjects, you can insert their CA by subject basis, candidate basis, and also you can edit it. Then you can log out of your system, and then you can close the application. Under the administration, you can change password, you can change the system date, you can change default school. Remember, this is the default school, so you can register multiple schools on the same system without any issue. Then we have, you can export card details in case if you are in a place where the application is unable to upload directly to the WAEC database. You can just export your CS and upload it using your browser. Then you can upload to server if you have a better network, and the application can do it. Then you can generate CASS here, because as soon as you finish 1 year, the next year comes in. Then we have backup the entire database. That will create a backup file inside your system. You can be able to restore it on another system and proceed with your registration. And that's another thing for another day. Now you can check reports and print reports. All these are provided for you. You can check reports in various form and formats. So you select the CASS year, you select the entry year, let's say 2021. I can check the statement. It's only available for SS1 years. Probably there's none, or it's loading. Okay, so this is how the statement looks like. The CASS reference number, the name of the student, the date of birth, the gender, and then the subjects that have been registered to that very student. Then we have the summary of entries, which is another thing. It has the CASS reference number, the student name, the disability, the date of birth, the gender, the subjects, number of subjects that have been registered to the student. Then is the student on transfer or not? Then we have the CAS listing. In this very one, you have the student name. It's more like a form, a student name, the student CAS reference number, the gender, the year you are pulling the report for, and then the subjects and the CA scores that have been assigned to each student, and you'll find it for all students. Then we have the album. The album is something like this. So this is it. This is how the album look like. The student name, the CAS reference number assigned to the student. So the CAS itself is not something to be bothered about much, but it's very important, because most of the report that might be required is the statement or the summary. So these two are usually what you consider more, because it holds almost every detail that will be required by the school. So we just close from the report, and then we have the help. There's nothing on the help, and that's it. Then there's another thing, but it's not down here. It's the tools. The tools allows you to be able to resize pictures on your system to fit the requirement of this software. So you don't need to look for an external resizer. It resizes it exactly as required by the software. So nothing more, nothing less. Look at this. The width is already set, the height is already set. You select the folder, or you include subfolders, it resizes it and save it in the folder of the school you are currently on. So each school you are on have a folder that is created, and that folder is found on your document WAEC CAS data, and you can find it here. So that's what this is for. So other things, I think, well, we'll be looking at them one after the other when the time comes. But remember, there are few changes, but you don't have to worry about most of those changes on WAEC on the CAS. Just make sure that you are inserting the correct information of the student, their name, their date of birth, and other things that are required. And these are the requirements of on the form. The photo must be less than 15 kilobyte, or less than or equal to 15 kilobyte. This size must fit. Remember, the size must fit. Then the student's surname, the first name, other name, the entry year, the gender, the date of birth, the parents or guardians phone number, and the parents or guardians email. Remember, these ones are compulsory as of recent CAS updates. These ones are compulsory, but don't mind, you can enter a single data for all the students and it won't still budge, it won't still cause any conflict. But when you go to the biometric system, one student, one phone number, because the phone number they're asking on the biometric is the student's phone number. So one phone number, one student on biometric, but one phone number, one multiple students on the CAS, one phone, one email, multiple students on the CAS. So it can work. And then there's a maximum of 20 subjects that a student can register, and then a minimum of 8, I think. So the compulsory subjects are already selected. As for Nigeria, if you selected a different country, if your school was in a different country, you might see a different thing. And also the age limit. Okay, the age limit for WAEC is 35 years. But remember, this is not the time we are doing the biometric. So that 35 years age limit is until the time we are registering the biometric. So if your student will be above 35 at the time of biometric, then please make sure your students are within the range. Remember, you can't put a student that is less than 13. I think let's put 2020. So something like this might not work. And then if you put a student above the age of 30, the thing is they don't have that limit here. So we even have it just pull up the whole death range from the time of counting, but it doesn't mean it's going to work. So the software would run a validation on the date of birth. It will run insert a gender, vision, and things like that. So always remember to enter the exact details. So if there's any question, you can post on the comment and we'll get back to you, and if there's anything, we'll be able to resolve it for you. But this is the introduction to the WAEC 2026 registration process, and we hope that we are going to have a smooth registration from here.